in Mexico, stuff isn't as big of a deal. Like I said before, my buddy's like, dude, they're not looking for you. Once the chase is over, it's all good. It's not a stress like that, whatever.
You're like, bullshit.
Yeah. I'm like, no, dude, you don't understand.
This was
like,
a different kind of chase.
Yeah. And he's like, all right. So then we all hop in the truck. I didn't want to go, but
You're like, I just want to sit in a house and hide.
I just want to stay here and then go back in the U.S., whatever. But we went in the truck. We went and looked for CJ. We drove to like different jails. We went to a few different
looking
jails.
to see if he was in.
Yeah. So I'm sitting in the truck with my buddy. This other dude gets out, goes across the street to the jail. There's a few cops in outside, and he's talking to the cops, and they start. You can tell things are getting a little heated. Like arms are going in the air and stuff, and I'm extremely stressed at this point. Yeah. So then he walks back over, so everything's obviously somewhat decent, right? Gets in the truck. They're talking back and forth to each other. I don't know what they're saying because I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And I'm asking them because it's these two guys I trust and these two guys I don't know in the backseat with me, but they were just like involved.
Yeah.
They're trying to help us. So they won't tell me what's going on because they don't want to tell these guys in case they're going to like rat me out or something.
Yeah.
So eventually they tell me that CJ's in this jail, that when that guy walked over there, they were like, you're the rider, and they were trying to like take him.
Oh, no way.
He talked his way out of it somehow, whatever. And sorry, I don't know exactly where to go from here. Kind of just drove around, no, we already did that.
But like once you find out that this guy is in the jail, what do you guys do? How do you try to get him out?
So like I said before, we paid him off to get like out of trouble.
Yeah.
We were trying to just pay him off, right? But since all these cops are involved now, all these cops need paid off.
Damn.
So it's not just like we're just paying these two cops off who caught
everyone
us, right?
involved.
It's like basically the FBI of Mexico is involved. It's these white trucks, unmarked, like and just like vests. And, yeah.
And how many people you think were involved in this chase? How many cops?
Probably 50.
And they're expecting you to pay off all 50 to get this guy out of the jail.
Right. So we're like, what do we need to pay? Like whatever it is, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Maybe not today, but we'll figure it out by tomorrow, right? He'll sit in jail for a night. So they're like, we need $30,000. Okay. This is Saturday. So wait. I'm trying to think. This is obviously a lot altogether.
Yeah.
But
I remember you guys got the money together quick.
Yeah, I did. So
how did you get the money?
I'll explain that. So
it's made a couple phone calls.
Yeah. So I rode from Mexico back into the U.S. I went to Dirty Shop.
Solo?
Centers only guys.
Yep.
Went over there, hung out with him, kind of talked through the situation with him.
How sketched were you riding out of Mexico?
Oh, dude, it was the scariest thing I've ever done.
Just thinking you're because Rosarito. Were you still in Rosarito?
No, I was in Tijuana at this point.
Oh, so you weren't too far, but
everyone
I was like
knows what's going on. 15 minutes from the border, but obviously you're still passing all the...
You're sitting in traffic. You still got to go through,
I was lane splitting all the way to the front, but made it. Got back in the U.S. It was the best feeling in the world. Went to Dirty Shop, hung out there for a bit, stayed the night, woke up, and then I'm like, kind of calming down a bit at that point and realizing that my passport, money... all of our stuff is still in the Airbnb. So I'm like,
that you guys rented down there.
Yeah.
You're like,
so I'm like,
I gotta go back.
I gotta go back.
Oh, this is like God. And you're just like, dude, I'm gone. I'm out of there.
Like I'm talking to my mom and stuff. She's like, please don't go back. It doesn't matter. You don't need that stuff. We'll figure it out. We'll get you a new passport, whatever. And I'm like, I'm going back. So I got to get her stuff. I got money in there and whatever. God. So I get on Dirty's bike, Dirty's helmet, just all
different
black
look.
outfit. Yeah, different look. I ride back in. No issues at the border getting back in. Go down. And I have to sit there and like I'm hanging out at the gas station during this whole ride so I can get down to where we were staying, like Porto Nuevo. Like it's probably 45 minutes in.
Yeah, but you wanted to roll with everyone, so you went solo. Yeah. So
because if I'm rolling solo bike, they could just pull me over and fuck with me and realize it's me and take me.
Yeah.
So roll down there. I get two of my buddies to go into our Airbnb, get my stuff out. Then I ride back out of Mexico, get out. And so then at that point, that's when we realized, or they told us that they wanted $30,000 to get CJ out, right? You get $30,000 here tomorrow morning by 7 a.m., you'll have your man back. So I hop in the truck, drive back to Vegas, drive around. It's a Sunday night.
Yeah.
So it's not the easiest thing to find 30 grand on a Sunday night.
No.
I came up with 12. Our boy Shy gave me 18,000. He was at the casino.
Yeah.
He had a credit line there, whatever. Pulled out 18 grand, gave me the 18 grand. I hopped in my vet, drove straight back, no sleep, straight back to San Diego.
Jumped on a bike.
No. I gave the money. I didn't want to go back in. So I gave the money.
I wouldn't want to go back in either, dude.
I didn't want to go back in. I wasn't having it. So I gave the backpack full of cash to Dirty and Joey.
And they rode it across for you.
Shout out to those guys.
Yeah.
They rode it across.
Those are our boys. These counting.
friends.
All these dudes are so tight. Like they travel everywhere together, and there's always fucked up shit going on, and they always have each other's back. Like any one of these dudes could call each other at any time, and they would drop what they were doing.
This is like a story of a true crew of friends. Like for these guys to all step up and let you take their bikes and take money and go with you and come back. So continue. Yeah.
Right. So they go down. Chuck's down there at this point. CJ's dad.
Yep.
So he's in Mexico trying to deal with the situation. Obviously, language barriers. Whenever they got a lawyer trying to handle it, and so we get him the 30 grand. And then like, oh, he's gonna get out. He's gonna get out. He's gonna get out. Well, he didn't get out. So they keep telling us that, oh, no, tomorrow. Like we're all in hopes that it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We're all like down there waiting on it to happen, and nothing's happening. So he ends up spending
a month, right?
Month and a half, 45 days, I think.
Yeah.
So, but that money secured him a good place. They said it was gonna secure him a good place in jail.
Yeah.
And it was gonna pay off all the guys. And they put I don't know if CJ talked about this, but they put a gun charge on him.
Yeah.
So they said he had a gun with him.
Yeah.
We don't roll like that. We don't roll with guns, especially like over, into different countries.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, he got into all that. Like that shit's gnarly.
Yeah.
So when you give them that money, how does that exchange work though? Like how do you actually give someone money, like a cop money?
You go and just give them the backpack full of cash, and that's when the guys were like, hey, he'll get out tomorrow. And they did that for a few days, and then he ended up doing like 45 days down there.
Right.
But like he said, it secured him a good spot. Like I remember he was sending photos, like he's chilling. He's
he had
like,
a phone.
Yeah, he had phones. He was chilling. Like he was making phone calls. Like he had like the best food the whole time he's in there. Like all the dudes had his back right away. They're like, oh, you're the dude that got chased. Like everyone in jail heard about the chase. Like it was like a big ordeal down there in Mexico.
So when you give them the money, do they give you an exact date of how many more days he gets to spend in jail?
They said he was going to get out the next day.
Okay.
And he didn't.
That happened for like 4 or 5 days. They kept saying, oh, tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow. And then finally they're like, he's going to do a month. But he ended up doing like 45 days.
Yeah.
Were you guys scared that he was just not going to come out?
Oh, 100%. Because he was originally looking at 4 years.
Oh, my.
And the prison he was in was a gnarly prison too.
Yeah, La Mesa.
Yeah.
In Tijuana. One of the worst prisons like in Mexico.
Yeah.
So.
And were you guys scared that the gangs were going to mess with him or the people were going to mess with him?
Well, that was the thing. So he was in there with a bunch of guys from gangs. Like a bunch of big guys in that. So
right away, like right when they got to the cell, the security guard's like, hey, like you're going in this cell, like you're dialed in here. Like this is the cell you want to be in. And right away the dude's like, welcomed him in, gave him a phone, food, like whatever he needed. Like, you want to get a tattoo? He's like, no, I'm good, dude. Like it was all good.
So
but
they took care of him. They were bad dudes, but they liked what he did and they thought it was cool. So